Well, another prop firm has bit the dust. It is Profit Trade. We covered them in a previous video. If you didn't see that, go back and watch it. But they sent out an email previously talking about how they're dealing with fraudsters, building up court cases. They have delayed payouts, this and that. We kind of suspected that they were going to shut down and close their doors. Last night, they sent out an email officially confirming that they are closing their doors to their prop firm. We're going to cover that in this video. But before we do, we're live right here on YouTube, Monday through Friday, the New York Open, day trading, the NASDAQ. You see my green days, my red days, my full tilt moments, everything involves me as a trader. You see right here on YouTube. Also, if you want to go straight to a funded account, skip the eval stage, go straight to a funded account. Tradify is running 35% off straight to funded accounts. Use code JM to get the best deal possible. You see that in the corner of your screen there. Guys, with that said, let's get into the video. I'm going to share the email that Profit Trade sent out. Again, if you didn't see the previous video, go back and watch it. It covers the first email they sent out about dealing with all the frauding and this and that. We're going to cover that right now. So you see this email is from Profit Trade. It says, "Dear Joey, it is with great sadness that we announce the end of Profit Trade's activity. First and foremost, we want to sincerely apologize to those who believed in us until the very end. It was never our intention to stop this venture, but unfortunately, fraudsters have brought us to our knees. Just 2 weeks after our launch, an incredible start driven by your massive support, we were victims of attacks from all sides." Now, I know that prop firms, they have been dealing with some people frauding the industry, whether it be using third-party services or doing chargebacks, so on and so forth, right? There are people trying to fraud the industry and get their money back after paying these prop firms, and they go over that right here. However, what truly destroyed us were the fraudulent refund requests initiated by users. This practice spread at such an alarming rate that we didn't even have time to react and protect ourselves against this large-scale fraud. Now, the one thing I do want to mention here is they are mentioning large-scale fraud. If it's at such a large scale, why aren't we hearing about it from other prop firms? Now, I know other prop firms are dealing with chargebacks and this and that, but if it's such a massive scale, how come we're not hearing about this, or other prop firms aren't speaking out or having issues dealing with this exact same scenario? Maybe they are, and they're just not saying anything. But it's kind of odd that it's such a massive scale of people doing this that other prop firms don't seem to be battling or struggling with the same issue. Now, going on to this email, they kind of go a little bit deeper into the fraud that they're talking about. To explain, each time a user requested a refund, the dispute was handled by the user's bank, and we systematically lost no matter how strong the evidence we provided. Some even went as far as collecting payouts and then requesting refunds afterwards. Others falsely claimed stolen cards, among countless other creative ways to scam us. Let's be clear, these frauds were not initiated by users with legitimate pending payouts. On the contrary, this problem began well before our payout delays, which were actually a direct result of this fraudulent activity. So they're saying that their payout delays were a result of fraudulent activity. While that could very well be true, but we only see service level, right? We don't really know what's going on behind the scenes behind a prop firm, what their financial status is like, how their business is operating systematically. We don't see any of that. We only see service level, right? So we are left forming our own opinion on exactly what is happening with the prop firms that go down like this, right? FTT, completely different story. They just sucked at running a business. Scott was a fraud guy himself, conning everybody. That's a different story, right? I don't know the intentions behind this prop firm. What I do know is that it's officially a rug pull because people aren't getting their payouts and they are closing their doors. And we'll get into payouts and refunds and money left over here in just a second in this email. Moving on, please understand that we leave with nothing. Our accounts have been completely drained. What remains will be used to pay out part of the salaries of our employees who have been loyal and who deserve our deepest gratitude. We publicly thank them for their dedication and loyalty. Lastly, we want to apologize to all the honest users who have lost funds in this journey. It may not offer much comfort, but please know that we are the true losers in this story, both financially and personally. So if you were expecting refunds, not going to happen, right? They're not going to offer refunds. They're saying their accounts are completely drained. Whatever they have left is going straight to their employees. It's unfortunate. It really sucks. If you did invest in this prop firm and you bought some accounts, you're financially involved. I'm sorry if you got rug pulled. I'm sorry that you're not going to get a refund. It's unfortunate, but we as traders, when we trade with these prop firms, we have to understand that this is the risk that we take on, right? We don't see what's going on behind the doors of every prop firm, okay? we only see what the prop firm and CEOs of these prop firms are speaking out transparently on. Okay. That's all we see. And unfortunately, this is the nature of some prop firms, right? This is the risk that we take on. Some of them aren't really built to withstand things that go on, such as fraud. Now, there are some prop firms that I think are financially strong and that are doing a very good job at navigating the industry, and that's Tradeify, Take Profit, Top Step, My Funded Futures, TickTick. I think all of those are very strong prop firms. I personally like Tradeify. I use Tradeify. I use Top Step. I use Take Profit. I use all of them. And I use all of them because I feel strongly about how they operate as a business and as a prop firm. Unfortunately, these things can still happen to anybody, right? And so even though I feel strong about a prop firm and I still use them, I have to understand that I am still taking a risk at putting my money somewhere where I'm looking to trade with, right? And if I'm using a prop firm, I understand that I'm taking a risk no matter what. And that goes to show that if you do take payouts from prop firms, take those payouts and fund a personal account. Have a personal account as a backup. That way, if you lose the money in a prop firm, you still have the money you took out in a personal account that you can fall back on as a backup. That's the best thing you can do when you trade a prop firm, right? Because we are trying to manage our risk, not only as traders, but as who we trade with, right? We have to manage risk from all angles. So taking out those payouts and putting in a personal helps you manage that risk a little bit better when prop firms do go under. But with that said, it is sad that Profit Trade is closing their doors, whether it is the full story behind fraud or not. It's sad because there are people who are losing their money that actually invest in this prop firm to trade with and to make money with. But guys, again, like I said, that is part of the business that we get involved with. If you like this kind of content, smash that like button down below, subscribe to the channel, get more of the content, and I will see you in the next video. Cheers.